Yikes. Howdy, folks. Not Jay from Rocky's War Room. And tonight, we don't have a ramble on Rocky's channel because he is living life to the fullest. And by that, I mean he's at Six Flags in St. Louis making fun of his son who's working there. So we decided, Jeff and Todd, decided to do a pale replacement and have our own ramble tonight. So buckle up. We actually have a topic tonight. I say buckle up and let's go like I'm going to have some sort of video here to for introductions, but nothing that fancy here. No, sir. We're strictly on manual. So we'll dive right in and tell you what the topic is. And that is what movies, when we watch them, what movie or movies gets us excited to play a game? And then, in turn, what game do we end up playing to scratch that itch? And if it's a miniatures game, like in my case, it'll be miniatures games, what miniatures will we use? And also to that end, for me, I'll ask, what board game should I play to scratch that itch? Mr. Becca says, hi, guys. Well, hello.
What's up, Paul? Charles, what's up?
Charles was here early at 8:21 saying evening. So, hello, Charles. Thank you for joining us. Mr. Beckus.
He gets the award of what? What's Charles' reward for being first?
He didn't get a raspberry.
Aw, but Paul?
Yeah. No, we're kidding, Paul. We love you, buddy.
Well, he might be.
Whatever. Anyway. So let's go ahead. Oh, also, the viewers out there, throw in the texter what you guys, what movie gets you guys excited, and we'll talk about it also. I want this to be interactive. I love the interaction with you guys. It means the world to me. I know that, or I hope I know that I can say the same for Jeff and Todd, that they also love having you interact with us. It's greatly appreciated.
Yeah. Really like it. Great.
Chuck says, my reward is our company. Well, thank you, sir. That's appreciated. Oh, tear. And then Mr. Beck says, second is good. The second wave at Omaha survived. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, sir. So let's go ahead and get started. And I'm going to start with Jeff. Jeff, hit me. What movie do you watch that gets you all geeked up to go gaming?
Jeff has a better plan for that question.
All right.
I'm going to give others the opportunity to guess what movie and what particular battle in history would send me a thrill.
Okay.
Knowing me,
hold on.
I prefer.
Let me think about that a second. Hold on. Don't say anything, not Jay. Hold on. Gosh, what's the name of that movie? Okay, got. Okay, I got two guesses here. I'll go with that one first, and then that one second. Okay, I got it written down here. I'm a little bored.
Come on, Jay. Come on.
I'm gonna say it's got to be something with Gettysburg. Either Gettysburg or some battle in Shenandoah Valley.
But option one.
Okay. I was gonna. Oh, sorry.
The movie, of course, would be Gettysburg.
Okay.
I don't know enough about the battles along the Shenandoah Valley, like Bull Run or Manassas or whatever, other than the Bull Run and Bull Run 2, or Manassas and Manassas 2. And I don't know what Civil War movies depict those battles. So, but Gettysburg, excuse me, Gettysburg is Gettysburg, and then Bull Run / Manassas. I don't know the movie.
Okay, so we'll go with Gettysburg.
All right.
Now the next question is what game? And
Gettysburg is my first choice, by the way.
Okay, there are 2 games.
Hmm.
So, hey, I like that movie.
All right, you killed Not Jay. Come on, Charles.
I'm holding one box in my hand that y'all cannot see. The other one I can't get to because it's in my closet doors.
Oh man, I'm trying to remember the titles here.
Is it the Flaming Sword and Fist or whatever the hell it is?
I don't know the titles of these games, but
come on, somebody does.
3 Days of Gettysburg.
Outstanding.
Move it down. Move it down.
One.
Move it down.
I can't.
Come on.
There you go.
Come on. Yeah, I was right.
Yes.
And that's
Well,
Great Battles.
This would not have been number 1 choice for many years because I didn't know this existed.
What was number 1 before that?
What would the number 1 game have been for me? Now remember, I am almost 60.
Jesus, you're old.
I'm just thankful he's on here because I was the oldest.
Yeah, but by a few weeks.
So come on, let's go way back in time. Actually, I do have a copy of a different company's making of it. That ought to give it away right there.
It's the one that was made by SPI and then TSR, right?
You got it, yes, sir. I got it in my hand. I got the TSR version in my hand.
I don't know the name.
Stonewall Jackson's Revenge.
67 in November.
Oh my Lord, Charles!
Damn,
How are
Chuck.
you even breathing?
You're spring chicken.
Stonewall Sword up the way of Jackson.
No, that's like 4 games.
Jackson's Sword up. No, wait.
Terrible Swift Sword, of course.
That's the one. Yes.
As many times I told you all that damn story.
Yeah. Well, no. It's just I don't remember the name.
Jeff,
shit.
I don't listen
remember
when you
shit.
So. Hey, when was that game? Did that game come out? I'm going to say 84 or 5.
The TSR one?
Well, I don't know that version right there you're showing.
Hold on.
Yeah, Chuck said TSS, Terrible Swift Sword, and then
86 on this one.
Kevin
86.
Schnetter. Well, hello, Kevin Schnetter.
Hey, Kevin, what's up, man? He came on Mike's thing last night.
I have that game. Well, good. Have you played it? Is it fun? Do you like it?
I was guessing that by the art alone.
That he hates. Probably most people hate the pink and green map, but I love it.
That is definitely 80s, mid 80s art.
Right. But the SPI version of the 70s, I have 2 copies of that. That will always be my go-to game.
Paul says I'm 50. I hope you get to 60. Paul, I hope you get to 60 also.
Yeah, me too, man. Take care of yourself.
Please and thank you. So that gets us started. That was a good start, sir.
Hold on real quick before you go on. And Paul, I need you to stay alive because if I come visit Australia, I need a place to stay.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and it's going to take me about 8 to 9 years to gather up the dosh for that. So,
I mean, I like you, but it's really more for the place to live. I guess. Anyway, I could go on, but that will just get me in trouble. Okay, bye.
So, Todd.
Oh, my turn.
Yeah.
I would say the movie 300, and I would play DBA.
Ooh.
All right.
I'm completely making that up.
DBA, Database Administrator?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, no props. Thanks, Paul. Hey, no, really, seriously, the first thing that came to mind when you brought up the topic was A Bridge Too Far.
Oh,
yes.
See, that's where, now see, you got spoiled now, number 2.
I don't have very many. Don't worry about it. Anyway, bridge too far. And so now what miniature game would I play and board game or just miniature right now?
Whichever.
Okay, I'll do both. I would play it, pardon me, with Blitzkrieg Commander in 15 or 6 mil, whatever. And probably the command decision scenarios that they have for it, because that's played at platoon level, so I could kind of battle those out.
Yeah.
I'd also listen to the book Arnhem by I just forgot his name. You can probably find it over here. Anyway, Arnhem. I think it's Anthony Beaver.
Yeah.
So that's how what I would do. That movie, I saw that movie probably. I can't remember when it came out, but I remember seeing it on TV at my grandparents' house. I was just blown away. It was some late night Saturday movie, and then I watched it whenever I could. And my parents, a coworker of my mom, had a making of book that I just devoured, and I think I might still have that book. And then my parents went there for their honeymoon, and they went and got a book from one of the museums there. And I was just like, just love it.
Okay.
So there you go.
So in response to that, since it was another one on my list, I would have gone for me. Obviously, you see me do that.
Oh yeah, Hell's Highway. Yeah, and that's good.
SPI version.
Yeah, not the decision games.
Yeah, because I've never played. I don't know how much difference it is, but same. I love the box cover on that with those.
Oh, it's fantastic! It's a great box cover. One of the best box covers, I think. I don't know why. I would play It Never Snows, which is SCS, which I have played and I enjoyed. There's a game, and I would say Holland 44 by Mark Simonich, but I have not played it yet, so I can't honestly say that I can't say anything about it because I haven't played it. And I'm hoping Goss comes out with their Market Garden game before Paul turns 60.
Let's see. Paul says, whenever I watch Waterloo, I want to war game. All right. Then Matt's being a jackass.
A dick.
He's saying this ramble sucks. It's missing the real host. Well, you, sir, are at Six Flags harassing your son, taking a duly noted and dearly needed break. So there.
By the real host, does he mean the mini Warman?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, who's eating tacos?
Well, what a surprise!
Right. Anyhow,
well, here's something funny about Paul. So I saw Waterloo for the first time ever. I don't know, let's say 2 months ago, 3 months ago, and I am not a Napoleon. I mean, that's not even close to anything up my alley. Thanks. That's cool, Charles. I mean, it's not. Yeah, Napoleonics is so far out of my realm of whatever. But I watched Waterloo and I was like, I need to find a Waterloo game, or I need to find a Napoleonics game. So I got one that's a small one out of C3I. Jeff probably knows what it is. Maybe it's called Waterloo, but it just came out like this year or last year.
Oh yeah, the C3I one. Yeah.
Kev Sharp recommended it, and I think I got it free from this small St. Louis con. But I was tempted for a second. I'm like, man, I don't know. There's something about that. So I would agree with Paul, but I just don't game it. So
for Waterloo, there are only 2 games in my history, all right, that I know that I thoroughly enjoyed. There's I think that's the smaller one, which that also started with SPI.
So so TSR, when they did those games again, did they change them a lot or just republish them just to get them out there?
A little bit of half and half.
Okay.
And then, of course, this one here.
Is that also SPI?
Yeah. I have that one in the closet too.
So why would you suggest those as being a good place for some noob to start or not, or is it hard to find those?
No, the Napoleon's Last Battles. If you can find one of those, and Decision Games also has redone it. So you have SPI, you have TSR, and you have Decision Games. Those are probably the most easy to learn, enjoyable games on everything from Quatre Bas, Ligny, all the way to Waterloo and Wavre. So,
and DG did a good job translating because sometimes it's hit and miss.
Because I haven't seen it, but I've seen a couple people play it, and it's a really good looking game. And I think the rules are pretty similar from what I understand.
Okay, well, I need to play this one I got first, and then it's going to be the last thing to hit the table, you know.
Right. And Wellington's Victory is another one of those four mapper giants.
Oh, sorry, send us down a different path there.
No, that's fine. Paul, yes, he's eating tacos again, and we'll probably have ice cream at some point.
He already had his DQ today.
Yeah, we discussed this before we came on. We're fairly certain that Warmutt was born with a taco in one hand and a ice cream cone in the other. So
a silver spoon up his butt.
Yeah. So he's got that going for him. And then Rocky says he ate too much today. Well, that happens. Excuse me. For going off of Waterloo, I don't know many miniature games out there for that time frame. Obviously, I'm going to go to my go-to game and say that you're going to want to go with Horse and Musket, Fistful of Lead. And then as for the rules, and what you're doing with Fistful of Lead, you would extend that out to bigger battles. So you're not just playing five little dudes out there, running amok. You're actually, you've got 5 blocks of troops or more.
Gee, Todd, is that a Horse and Musket deck of cards?
Yes, it is.
But you could use the kind of some of the special things from Horse and Musket in bigger battles to help.
Yes, you can. But I
can't do that unless Jay Wiley makes a thing for it. So I'm not going to do it. Sorry, just being silly.
Yeah. Anyway, but as for miniatures,
right?
If I'm not mistaken, Bacchus makes 6mm Napoleonics.
Yeah, I think so.
And I'm all about the 6mm when it comes to that type of stuff.
That one I might actually go 2 mil in.
Yeah, you could. And I think McMurray has been working on 2 mil. No, he's been working on 2 mil World War One.
Yeah. I've heard of a game called Snappy Nappy.
Yeah. And I'm sure the Two Fat Lardies have a Napoleonics game, without a doubt. Another one that you could play for that time frame is Kriegspiel.
Kriegspiel.
Kriegspielen.
Which is very fun. Which is has been reprinted from the original texts by the Two Fat Lardies.
Sonate.
Yes.
Let's hear yours.
Let's see. Let me catch up here. Todd says, Matt, go eat a waffle cake and ride a roller coaster to purge thyself of said waffle cake. Richard Churd says, "Het guys." I'm sure you meant "Hey guys." Black Powder, Tactical Commander, Blitzkrieg Commander for Napoleonics. All right, very good.
Wait a minute, Black Powder, Tactical Commander. Is it just I think is that based on the Blitzkrieg Commander rules? P, have you told me about that before? Oh boy. Well, Black Powder, yeah. Black Powder works.
Yeah.
But I don't know what this Tactical Commander is. Is that something different? I like the concept of Black Powder. Because that's so close to Blitzkrieg and War Master. But
yeah,
you have to have such big games. Are they going epic in that or not?
I think they're probably gauging how the Civil War stuff is going to see if they're going to go that route with Napoleonics.
I can gauge your Civil War.
Thanks, Paul. Let me check. I'm going to check my email. I thought you did that already. And that's rude if I'm not remembering that. So rude.
So for me, a movie that gets me wanting to game, of course, there's so many different ones that I could go with, and people are probably going to think I'm going to go with the obvious one and say Star Wars, but that's not where I'm going tonight. Not yet, at least. We will talk about it. But the original Red Dawn.
Wolverines.
Yes.
What's the game?
Well, before...
Can I make a guess?
Well, yes, you can make the obvious guess, but there's another one, and that is Force on Force.
Yeah. I wouldn't have guessed that one, but you're right.
Force on Force does a great job of doing asymmetrical combat. And you can't get more asymmetrical than Cuban army with Soviet advisors against high school kids in the mountains of Colorado.
That's hilarious.
I would definitely do that in 15 millimeter, just because I really prefer the look of 15 millimeter. If I'm playing it in, excuse me, if I'm using Fistful of Lead, I would do 28 millimeter. But yeah, it's I don't know company names very well. You know, my brother has done this a couple of times on his show, where he gets some of his buddies together and they talk about it like this, and he always comes up with, oh yeah, and I'll use these models to, this company's models to do such and forth and so on and so what. I don't know game companies like he does or model companies like he does. So I'll just say 28 millimeter if I'm doing Fistful of Lead, 15 millimeter if I'm doing Force on Force.
What's Force on Force? I thought, is it platoon, or is it company, or?
No, Force on Force is you are activating a fire team at a time.
Okay.
So
what's the biggest? How many fire teams?
I have played it where I've played an entire. Each player has an entire platoon, 1-to-1 scale.
Mm.
So actually, I've actually seen it where people have played a full company. That gets a little tricky. So, but yeah. Yeah. So just to throw people off, just to say, hey, it's not always Star Wars about me. Hey, it's not always Fistful of Lead with me. So there you go. Surprise, surprise.
Movie, The Longest Day.
Oh, hold on. Let's track back now. What would be a good Cold War gone hot game in the United States?
Oh yeah. I'm sorry, I did have
for a board game.
SPI,
of course.
Invasion America.
Okay.
I used to own it a long, long time ago. It had to be in America, so that kind of narrowed the field a little bit.
Right. Yeah.
They also made one where the Germans in World War II invaded the United States, but I can't think of what the game was called now.
Because
America? No.
Because if I'm playing, just Cold War gone hot with what's available now, my board game, my hex and counter game of choice is World War 85.
Right. Okay.
That's what I was going to guess.
But they don't have the America Conquered version out yet, so that I can't play that. I mean, I could, but I would have to say, the Czechs are the Cubans, and
right. And I don't think I own a game. I mean, I have the original World at War, but I don't think I have a game that covers, something. I mean, not in the United States anyhow.
Yeah. Well, I do. The original World at War, I have the original America Conquered with the Texas National Guard expansion.
Oh, no, not you.
Yeah. Well, I saw it at Recruits.
Right.
And the guy wanted it, the guy had it unpunched. The shrink wrap was off, but it was unpunched, and he wanted $30 for it.
Oh my God!
Yeah, I sucked that sucker up like milkshake through a skull. Yeah, like warm mud eating a taco. So yeah, that's where I went with that. So
that's funny.
Back to what you were saying, the longest day. Okay, hold on. Charles says, movies usually don't make me want to game, vice versa. I pick a game and play matching movies if I have any that match. Oh, okay.
I've done that before, Charles.
And that's not a bad thing either. You say, oh man, I want to play Terrible Swift Sword. Man, I got to put Gettysburg on in the background.
Done it. Been there.
Yeah. I can see that happening. So longest day. What about the longest day?
So that's obviously endless.
Obviously, a amazing movie because it has every damn body in it.
Yep.
So what game are you playing?
I'm playing Case Yellow, but I honestly, okay, so while I haven't played it yet, the game would be Atlantic Wall.
Okay. And who puts that one out?
That's Goss, Decision Games.
Okay.
That's their big dog. That would be the one if I ever get around it. Todd's going to teach me Goss, so. I don't know. I set up. Todd, you've played Normandy 44, haven't you?
Yes, I have. Yeah, I like it. It's fun.
Right. And of course, the quad game from Decision Games, I understand that's pretty good.
The quad game?
Yeah, I've never had. I keep thinking about buying it, but I just never.
What's the quad game?
They've got 4 games that cover the beaches.
Oh, okay. Wouldn't it be a quint game to, since there's 5 beaches?
Well, yeah, but I think it merged to a Chuck, Horse Soldiers, very, very good John Wayne movie. And from what I understand, that movie was built in reference to the cavalry commander, was it Grierson, who nobody talks about, but I saw something on him that he was actually super effective in the Western theater.
Very cool.
What you talk? What would be your D-Day game?
Yeah.
What's that?
What would be your D-Day game?
Yeah, I didn't write down Normandy 44. That's really good. I might have to go with Normandy 44 because you get to cover the whole battle. You do quick beach. Let's see. I think I wrote something down for that. Place hold and look at my nice legs. I put Day of Days.
Oh,
that would be yours.
Yes, that's my number one.
Day of Days.
Yeah, forgot all about that.
And then of course I would do something. Pretty much just say Blitzkrieg Commander for all the games until we get to a smaller level.
Right. Yeah, I think I would go Blitzkrieg Commander on that as well. I don't think the game as it is written and the game as it is played, bolt action or what's the other one? Flames of War really does a good job.
See, I always get Flames of War because I'm a Hex Encounter guy. I always get that mixed up with World of Flames. which I
Yeah.
don't own.
Oh, it's very different.
Yeah, which I don't own. And people
Well, you
keep telling me
can't-
I need to
You feel
own.
dirty owning that one.
All right, let's see here.
I've converted to punching counters because I can't play this battle. Speaking of D-Day, Battle for Normandy, I can't play it while we're doing this because I have to read the rules.
Well, there's that. Paul Beck says John Ford Cavalry Trilogy makes me want to play Pony Wars.
She
All
wore
right.
a yellow ribbon.
Yeah.
Fort Apache. What's
Well, that's interesting. Kind of going for the Western kind of.
What's the third one?
That's a good vibe.
What's the third one
Third one, what?
of that John Ford trilogy he's talking about?
Oh, I don't remember.
Because the one with Henry Fonda and John Wayne and Shirley Temple in it, I could watch that movie back to back to back to back to back to back to back.
Yeah.
To back.
So if we're talking Westerns, which,
I'm punching this, by the way, just as a.
all right. War Mutt.
Oh,
Yeah, we're talking Westerns, okay.
I'm sorry, you can't. Nope, he can't participate.
Well, no, he's going to come on here real quick. And to be fair, not only is he eating tacos, which I don't blame him for, his sons are playing in the finals for the NBA. So I would guarantee
sons, not his sons.
Right. Yeah. Phoenix Suns.
Because we wouldn't be on here if they were.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't talk Westerns. I don't know anything about that.
You know what? For me, Tombstone gets me going.
But what game?
Either the original Fistful of Lead or Gunfighter's Ball.
Rio Grande PB. That's right. Good one.
Yeah,
and I enjoyed those with you guys. The Fistful of Lead, I think, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Just because. Another game that is going to be coming out soon that I know is going to be a fun one is going to be What a Cowboy by Two Fat Lardies.
Should have been. The Searcher.
And of course, Knuckle Duster.
Yeah, that's Gunfighter's Ball.
Oh, right.
Charles says Fortress Europa, D-Day, got Normandy 44 on P500. Rio Grande.
You see the prices people are asking for freaking Avalon Hill's D-Day when you can find one? Gee.
Oh, you talking about The Longest Day?
Yeah.
I thought I saw some pretty reasonably priced ones. I don't know. Do people like that one? I don't know.
Well, there's Two Action Steve. 310 to Yuma, great movie.
Yeah, I did like that movie.
Yes. Well, the original or the remake?
I like both.
I only saw the remake.
Yeah. Westerns. Another great Western, of course, is The Cowboys.
Yes.
Rooster Cogburn.
Here's Johanna. We're saying that right? Is it Johanna or Johanna?
Don't know. Steve says both. Both. So both the original and the remake. So I have not seen either. So I don't know.
The Magnificent Seven, the original, not second one was
Yeah.
The best scene in the original one is the James Coburn, the knife fight at the train station in there at the beginning of the movie. Great scene. Sergeant Rutledge, very good movie.
What's that one? I'm not familiar.
Buffalo soldier that the white woman ends up taking him to court. And he's a proud soldier that he won't deny, or he's very, very proper as a military sergeant.
Sure.
But he didn't do anything. She was just an idiot.
Another movie that really I watch and I want to game, and it's difficult to because there's not really a good game for it, and I wish there was, and that's The Hunt for Red October.
Yeah, what do you got? Harpoon.
Well, they got a game called Hunt for Red October, don't they?
No, you're thinking of Red Storm Rising.
No, dude,
there's a game. There's not a game hunt for October.
Yeah, there is, because I remember looking at it on BGG one day.
So let's see. As far as board games, you got Harpoon. Yeah, but it would be. I mean, that's such a specific. Like, it's almost like Battle for Bismarck. It's almost like it's hard to game that.
Yeah.
But it might get you in the mood for 80s Cold War got hot naval, right?
Yeah.
Then that'd be the fleet. That'd be the fleet series.
That'd be the fleet series. Yeah. That and also again, who is it? Lock and Load is coming out with a 1985 era naval combat game.
Devin's been playtesting it live.
Yes, he has.
Peter.
And Compass is supposed to be redoing the fleet series. We'll see how it comes out.
Yeah. I always wanted to get those games, and I just never did for whatever reason, and I don't know why.
I just found this box here. The game is not in there, but because I used it for something else. But here's a role-playing Occupied America game that I took everything out and threw it in the trash and put my P Ridge and Monocacy Junction in it.
Well, there you go.
West End Games.
I've got a question about a movie that would support a game when we're done talking about Westerns, but I'll remember.
And another anything that anything that's got Cole Younger in it. I like only because
you mean any Jesse James Younger Brothers type movies? That what you're
yeah. Only because Lee Summit, where I graduated high school, is home to Cole Younger days. There's actually a carnival type atmosphere. 2 days, a long weekend type thing, where they celebrate Cole Younger and the Younger Gang. So, and then again, we know the games that I would be playing there. And the miniatures, of course, going to be Knuckle Duster, because honestly, I don't think there's a better miniature out there than Knuckle Duster for when it comes to Westerns. So what was your next thing you were going to talk about?
My question?
Yeah.
So besides Enemy at the Gates, which I'm like, whatever. What movie or TV show would support this?
What's it? Movie or TV show?
Stalingrad.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm waiting for is the new Russian one coming out. I think it's around Christmas time this year. And I've seen trailer clips of it, and this thing looks phenomenal. It would have to be for me, for that, it would have to be the movie Stalingrad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that.
Oh my goodness, dude! It's almost considered a classic.
Huh?
Yeah. Enemy at the Gate is a good movie.
Bullshit.
As long as you go into it realizing that it never happened.
Yeah, that it's bullshit. Fun to watch though.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely fun to watch. Let's see.
Cross of Iron. Oh, good call.
I don't think I spelled his second name right. Oh, for Alicio Cavaltri, whatever. Steve says Jay ran a game based on the beginning of The Revenant, played out pretty much the same as the movie. Is that the one where Leonardo DiCaprio either gets eaten or does eat a bear?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. War Games Foundry has amazing Western figures. Cross of Iron from Kevin.
That's a great movie. Hey, Peter, what was the the computer game where you run the convoys back and forth from America to Reykjavik. Old computer game. Since you knew the Cold Waters PC game, figured you might know that one. I remember playing that thing. I was no good at it, but I remember playing it.
Yeah.
That's the one, Peter. The Stalingrad German movie. That's what I'm talking about. They have an Americanized version, or maybe it's a voiceover. I don't know, but it. I mean, come on, nobody. Lately, I've been on that kick of watching these Russian World War II movies, and there's some good ones out there. Tanker is a good one. Panfilov's 28 Men or 28 Heroes is. I'm telling you, if you have not watched it, they have an English version called. I think it's called 28 Heroes, just on YouTube, completely free. And the movie is phenomenal, and it's supposed to be reflective of a true story about this platoon of men. And it's not a B movie; it's a very good movie.
There was one movie,
Purple Evening,
back, I think it was late 80s, early 90s, and it was depicted a lone T-72 that gets stuck in doesn't get stuck. It stops because it ran out of fuel in a ravine in Afghanistan.
oh.
If I remember correctly, I think it was called The Beast. And that just that turned me off from wanting to be a tank crew real damn fast. Something effective, as a tank, when you run out of fuel, you become a pillbox. When you run out of ammunition, you become a coffin.
Yeah.
Yeah, no thanks. No thanks.
Especially for that era of tank when guided missile type stuff was very prominent.
Yeah. Well, because we kept giving the Mujahideen tow missiles and dragons and javelins and whatnot.
Javelins, that's the one that I always forget.
Oh, the javelin will just... If you have not looked up Javelin Destroys T-72 on YouTube, go do it. Not right now, but later.
We didn't carry
I'll go look at it right now.
Because we had dragons, tows, and we had vipers. So we didn't javelins were just too big a tube for us to put in those vehicles.
Dude, those things are just nasty.
And from what I understand, they still shoot them today somewhat.
Yeah, they do. Because, well, they're still shooting toes, for God's sake.
Devastating. That missile's devastating.
I mean, for one thing, the warhead on the damn thing is just gargantuan. It's just stupid. We got Purple Norseman. I'm late. Apologies. That's okay, Purple Norseman. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. The Russians make amazing war movies. Yes, they do. All propaganda, as a good war movie should be. And then he also says, The Beast, running over people with tank tracks for fun. Yes. Now, it's not a movie, but it is a short mini-series, and it's obviously Band of Brothers.
Great. Yep. Very good. Very good. Very good.
And
that was my other one.
And for that movie, or for that set of, let's be honest, it's 10 short movies.
Yeah.
But for that series, and Paul, you're going to hate me, and I apologize, but Chain of Command. Because every time I watch the battle sequences, I can see how it can be run, how that battle can be played with Chain of Command. To the point where like when they're attacking Carentan,
and they teleport into that road.
And they teleport into the road. No, how they go diving for the ditches, and Winters is standing out there in the middle, yelling at them to get moving, That's a perfect example of how you use your leader's ability to pass on actions.
Generation War.
To get them going.
Excellent movie, Kevin. Or excellent series, Kevin.
Paul says he liked the Pacific over Band of Brothers. I never watched the Pacific. I was afraid to be let down by it because I had heard some not too great things about it from other people. So I did not watch it. So I can't.
It didn't get the prominence or the advertisement prominence that.
Well, no, because it's harder to follow, and you don't follow one unit. You follow
Right.
a bunch of guys because there's not the story written like Band of Brothers. So,
Yeah.
But you follow a bunch so I watched it twice. The first time I was like, I couldn't follow it. I thought everyone looked the same to me. I'm like, what the heck? I can't tell.
Yeah, well, they're Marines, so they're all going to look the same.
So, but I watched it the second time, and I liked it a lot better. I was like, dang, this is pretty good. I got more into the characters, and I'll tell you what, it makes you just go, Pacific War, holy, so different than the Western Front. I'm just like, oh, it's just miserable.
Yeah.
Not that the Western Front was a joyride, but it's just like, oh, golly.
I own 2 games in all of these bookshelves. I have 2 games that are even out there on that side of the world, and the one is, of course, OCS Burma. And then the other one is that War of the Suns from MMP that I was just trying to kill people to get my hands on. I finally got one. I don't own any others because I don't know enough about, because there's so much naval involvement, and you know how well that goes over with me.
Right. Well, I can tell you one thing about the Pacific that everybody gets wrong. Everybody thinks it's all about the Marines.
I think they have Army in the show.
And there were more Army divisions than there were Marine divisions in the Pacific. One being the 33rd Infantry Division that was the Illinois National Guard. Peter says the book that the Pacific series is based on, the books that the Pacific series is based on are fantastic, better than the series.
That Generation War that Kevin mentions there, if you haven't seen that, that's worth every penny to watch too. That I mentioned it the other night, that Russian 5 movies, the Liberation series of movies.
Yeah.
They actually have about a 35 to 40 minute section on Scott Zaney's raid to free Mussolini.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's nothing super fancy about it, but it's I've never seen anybody cover that in a movie. And that's the first time I saw that in that Liberation series. And the Liberation movie series starts with, I'm going to say it's 43 when the Russians start to push back and Kursk and everything like that.
Right.
And, I mean, all the general officers from Stalin down to a lot of the Corps and Army commanders, you see a lot of footage, or not footage, but scenes with those guys. And it's just, I try to put my finger on a movie like that. You know, one I can come to is Patton, where you have a lot of the general and field officers in session all the time. But that whole series is like that.
What games would you play, both board and mini, to do the Pacific or whatever Pacific games or Pacific movies you like?
Oh yeah, good one.
So does a movie like Until He Answers, Chris, are you Chris here or not Jay here? Not Jay. What would you like for Pacific or naval movies and then games?
As far as naval games in the Pacific, or naval movies in the Pacific, the original Midway.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the classic.
I've never seen the original, and I've never seen Tora Tora Tora, which is shocking to me.
That's Pearl Harbor, isn't it?
God.
Yeah, Pearl Harbor. Yeah.
No, Pearl Harbor's not a movie. That's an abortion.
No, Tora 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 is about Pearl Harbor.
Oh, right.
if you took out, I'm going to say this about the movie that is called Pearl Harbor. It would be a great 90-minute film, action film with great battle scenes.
I'm sorry, didn't catch. What'd you say?
If the movie that's called Pearl Harbor would be a great action movie if you took out the three main characters, you took out the final 20 minutes with the Doolittle raid, and you just had the attack on Pearl Harbor. It would be a great movie.
Wow.
But
nobody's even mentioned any of the John Wayne scenes.
I don't know.
They were expendable. Harm's Way.
I mean, what's a good movie with him? World War II. I mean, a good movie.
With John Wayne?
I guess I'm not a big John Wayne fan.
Well, no, it's okay.
I'm glad McMurray's not on here and if he's listening, he just crashed his car.
Right.
Sands of Iwo Jima, Sergeant Stryker.
Yeah.
Oh, Sands of Iwo Jima. I did like that. Well, actually, you know what? I don't think I saw Sands. I saw Letters from Iwo Jima. I thought Letters was good. I just haven't seen Sands yet. So Paul Becca said he'd play Blitzkrieg Commander for Battalion Pacific level and Bolt Action for small units. So.
But that's not naval, Paul, right?
Oh, no, I didn't ask for that. I just said Pacific.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for naval, honestly, I'd play my game.
Yeah, makes sense. Mine would be Naval Thunder for miniatures, and I don't have a board game. I just can't find one I like. So.
Battleship.
Oh, yeah, that's a great one.
Oh, yeah. That's easy to play.
Very realistic.
Fighting Seabees, another good one. Very nice. Yeah, we were talking about Longest Day earlier. That's a great movie. That's an epic movie.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, see, the thing is the Pacific theater is such a vast expanse. I mean, I'm listening to the book Halsey's Typhoon, and they're talking about they're talking about the size that you're dealing with the Pacific. The Pacific covers a full 1/3 of the surface area of the Earth, and actually covers more surface of the Earth than all of the land mass combined. It's absolutely just immense.
I always try to ponder the strategy. But your Montelimar game,
Yeah.
company scale series. That's the only one I own, and I want to learn it and play it because if I like it, I want to get the Saipan and Tinia versions because my unit in Germany, I don't know what their designation was during World War II, but we had presidential citations for Saipan and Tinia.
Oh, okay, cool.
Well, you need you and not Janie to learn that together.
Yeah, we do. Hold on. My hands are covered in simple green right now because I'm still fixing my mistake with my Egyptians.
Fighting Stevies, Kevin says.
Yep, John Wayne. Good.
Chris A says classic overlooked movie, Big Red One. Yeah.
Command at Sea by Clash of Arms is Peter Berg's.
You ever watch what's his name's interview? Because he was a veteran.
Who?
The guy, the fucking what's his name in Big Red One? Lee Marvin. Search it on YouTube. There's like a 30-minute interview with him.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Father Goose and Operation Petticoat. Boy, Charles, you are showing your age now.
Hey, Operation Petticoat was an amazing movie. Boys, I want to let y'all know that we've got the most viewers I've ever had on any of my live shows at 11.
All right.
Thank you, one and all. Thank you.
Everyone
I appreciate it.
to him,
Now, go subscribe.
and then subscribe to Joey.
Yeah, then go subscribe to my nephew.
Harm's Way is a great movie, PB. But so I also liked he made 3
Red Line,
Pacific movies, didn't he? 3 Pacific Naval. He had Harm's Way. They Were Expendable, and he made 1 more.
Oh, Manny Warmut's on here.
Yes, he is. He's just been
Well,
very
I've
quiet.
been talking.
He's waiting for us to talk about Apocalypse series.
No, I agree with P. Beckus on the Thin Red Line.
Yeah, I watched that movie, and the layout was good, but and even Sean Penn was good in it. So was Nick Nolte. But the movie, I was too confused about that watching that movie. I didn't understand what was going on. Maybe, hey, there you go. Maybe there's some realism right there.
What, you didn't know what was going on?
It was too confusing for me.
Ah,
Too Late to Hero. There you go. Sea Chase. There's an old. Wasn't that the salvage one, Charles? There are some naval movies that I love, and those 2 John Wayne ones that I was just talking about. I love those movies. They're very. I can't really find them anywhere. You know, where you watch them for free. So. Okay. You want Michael Caine, baby? How about this one? The Eagle Has Landed.
there you go.
Oh, no, wait a minute. Do I got that one wrong? The one where they go after Churchill. Is that The Eagle Has Landed? Yeah. Boy, we done opened up a freaking dictionary here tonight.
Yeah, we have. Would you believe we've already been on for 57 minutes? Nice. Nice warm-up. Nice.
Oh, you got the shirt.
Sir. I like your shirt.
Wait a minute. Why do you get a shirt and hex on? What?
You can go buy it.
there.
You can go buy it.
Oh.
We bought it? Oh, never mind.
I need board games.
This is all new to me, man. I'm trying to set up a stupid table.
It's only $10. The table looks good, dude.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what that table's missing?
A taco?
No. What that table is missing is a big damn radar station.
Well, I got that on the side here. I don't want to use that yet.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
God,
Why
I need
hide
to use
it?
for- I'm gonna try to sneak in a Wiley's game here. I'm gonna use the solo variant here. Hopefully by tonight or tomorrow afternoon. Get a Wasteland Warriors game in.
McMurray has a new baseball cap?
What?
Huh?
McMurray has a new baseball cap?
No, he hasn't. I went to see McMurray today, but he was asleep. But I got what he had waiting for me. Got a bag of desert.
Yeah.
Got a bag of beach sand, which I'm probably going to just mix with the desert. And then 2 bags of Mediterranean, which I have refilled my bucket with.
You know what this reminds me of?
Is that Lou Caps?
What's his name? And
Yes. What's that?
By
Tom
Scooby.
Sizemore in the movie Saving Private Ryan, where he has
Where he
the
picks up
all
the dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. From every landing that he made.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna go. Probably gonna piss off the Warhammer dudes, but I'm gonna use some orcs in this game.
You know what? Go ahead and piss off the Warhammer guys.
Yeah.
F them.
This I'm building all this stuff. I'm finding out.
Someone just got tokens.
No, it's me. Oh, all right. I'll be right. I gotta go. I'll be back.
All right. Have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Somebody needed an emergency hedge trimming in the middle of the night.
Yeah, that's
So,
that's what they're calling it these days.
So to go back to the topic, I think Band of Brothers, I'd probably start with bolt action, but McMurray's going to try to convert me to chain of command. So
I like I said, when I watch that movie and I watch the different battle sequences, I can see how they would play out in Chain of Command. But it's also because I have played Chain of Command quite a bit down in Austin.
Yeah.
With my gaming group down there.
I could also see doing bigger battles in that too, because you got big characters there, so you could just really easily do some of the sergeants and stuff.
Yo, definitely. So I mean, just and going back and talking about like Hunt for October and World War II naval combat. Honestly, you can use Fistful of Lead. The Starfighters variant using the fleet battle rules. I mean, it just, you can do it. It's been done. So, it's when I say that you can literally use Fistful of Lead for any of your models to play any genre, to play any game.
There's McFurry.
Oh, hey, what's up, man?
Hey, guys.
Oh, great. Now he's
Becca says, don't do it, Todd. You'll be so bored. McMurray says, whoa. Paul.
What would I be bored with?
I think he's saying Chain of Command. Honestly, Paul, I think it's who you're gaming with. Because I am never bored with that game. But again, I had a really great gaming group that I was playing with.
I mean, I destroyed Matt in my one live person game, so how can you be bored doing that?
Right?
Wait, is Matt still on? Okay.
I don't know.
I think we did some things wrong too. So that works my advantage.
People in the chat.
Yeah. Again, guys, thank y'all so much for being here.
Done it with THWW1. Oh yeah. I mean, McMurray would probably have some World War I games or movies and stuff to tell us about.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, Chris, I got bored with Chain as well. Interesting.
It's got to be the people.
Chris, what do you play bolt action, Chris, or do you have another game at that level you like? There's not really that many, honestly, at that level that really get very far. Chain of Command and bolt action have survived the longest. McMurray says World War I naval with fistful of little FFOLT, fistful of laughing tacos. What is that?
Loaded tacos? Lettuce tacos.
Lettuce tacos?
Fistful of lettuce tacos.
I'll tell you one thing I like about this Stalingrad Verdun on the Volga. Not very many counters. I'm liking it compared to this battle for Normandy. Oh, it's like heaven.
But are you punching and clipping this version?
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm sorting it, so I don't need to. But it's tremendous. There's only really 1.5 counter sheets of army units, and the other counter sheets all.
Everybody that's in here in the chat right now, they can all associate with this miniature stuff.
What, McMurray? Come on, McMurray.
Yeah, sorry about that, North. That's a long day today. A long day.
Bolt action and a tried fistful of lead. But have you tried bigger battles, Chris?
Hex shining is contagious. Bolt action and have tried fistful of lead. Hurry up with World War II naval supplement for fistful of lead. Yeah, that's on me, Paul. Because I'm going to be honest. Jay Wiley has no desire whatsoever to do naval with it. He's from my understanding, he's very similar to Mr. Beckus on that, or not Mr. Hex when it comes to naval. I could be mistaken, but I don't think he's. And if Two Action Steve is still here, he could maybe confirm or deny that, but I don't think it's something that's up his pipeline, as it were. So if it's going to happen, it's going to have to end up happening with me and McMurray, which he doesn't have a problem with. So, so for that level, bigger battles is really does a good job of doing exactly what it says on the tin, as it were, and that's doing a good job of doing large. Gives the feel of large actions.
But by large, we mean in World War II, platoon versus platoon.
Right.
With support. So.
Correct. Well, I mean, I'm about to do battalion on battalion.
Well, that'll be interesting to see what you think.
So, but see, I am doing it to where a stand is a platoon. So, so definitely more focused on the armor stuff than I am on the individual infantry stuff. So,
well,
yeah,
you know, y'all mentioned the Big Red One earlier, and when I watched the Big Red Run, the game that I like instantly want to play when I watch that movie is right here.
What is that one? You have it upside down.
Oh, come on.
You killing me. I thought you were going to throw that into the dumpster and set it on fire.
I can't. He gifted it to me. It's a memento. It's a keepsake. It will double as a dartboard when I find the room to put up the dartboard.
Well, fair enough.
So Peter Berg says, Fear God and Dreadnought is a very detailed World War I and early naval rule set. Well, then the guys who made Naval Thunder also had a World War I set, and I don't remember what it's called. Battle of Tsushima, that's what I want, McMurray. Yeah, McMurray, what's that movie? Is it called Rorke's Drift? What's the movie that British movie that's about Rorke's Drift?
Zulu.
Oh yeah, Zulu. Okay, that would probably inspire people to play.
Michael Caine.
What is that battle? I don't remember that one. What is that?
Battle of Tsushima, Japan versus Russia during 1905, 1906.
Okay.
Russo-Japanese War.
Gotcha. Perfect. Okay.
Is that the one where they took the port?
Port Arthur? Yeah. Zulu Dawn.
Shaka Khan.
Shaka Khan.
Shaka Khan.
Shaka Khan gonna be. Sorry.
Good thing we play war games.
No shit.
I don't understand all this naval talk.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy with.
Of course.
Can we leave the bathtub and go back to the land warfare?
The Alamo.
No, okay, nobody's talked about any air combat stuff, so let's get that shit out of the system too now.
Well, I'll tell you what. A movie I like about air is High Noon. No, not High Noon.
Oh, you're talking about Gregory Peck.
12 O'Clock High.
12 O'Clock High. Thank you.
Oh, come on,
man, that movie is so good.
Fly Boys. World War I. Fly Boys. Excellent.
So for that one's an easy one. Wings of Glory. Wings of War, Wings of Glory.
That old one?
Yep.
I don't even know any of that stuff.
I mean, you'd have to play like one of those B-17 Queen Fortress of the Skies solo game or something if you watch 12 O'Clock High.
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
Also, for World War II aircraft, check your six. And I would use, for World War II aircraft, use 1/600th or 1/300th scale aircraft. Moderns, I would definitely go 1/600th, 3mm stuff, Pico armor. But yeah, check your six and check your six jet age are good games. And of course, I'm converting starfighters over to moderns as well.
Hey, Yeah, never mind. I don't know if it's public information about us. A question that I don't know if we can ask. So never mind.
No, go ahead. Ask the question and.
Is there some of the guys in the group gave some stats to Wiley, I thought, for some stuff. Is that what's up with that? Can we talk about that or not?
Yeah,
we're sharing his World War II with me, so I was just curious.
Yeah, we're providing pre-made teams for the different genres to Jay Wiley, and they may or may not end up being built, or not rebuilt, but carded, if you will.
Okay.
And put into a PDF.
Gotcha.
It may or may not happen.
Okay. Well, I saw some of McMurray's World War II, and I thought it was pretty cool. And I thought about doing that myself, but he just did tanks, so I could still do some squads and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, forward them either to me or to Matt, and we'll get them over to Jay. So,
excuse me.
Yeah, by all means. Yeah, Navwar, good models for naval combat. Of course, GHQ.
I'm all about the flats now for naval. Sorry, everybody.
The CNC makes good models, decent at least. The problem with, and this is always the case, the problem with GHQ is they're absolutely gorgeous miniatures, but they're also just egregiously expensive.
Yeah, to me, they seem. I mean, they're such good models. Like, are they fragile or not?
Nah, no, not really. I mean, some of the antennas are, but
right. Okay,
that's going to be the case on any model.
Yeah, not 1/3000.
Well, because there's no antennas.
Yeah, it's in your mind.
Yep.
That's what I'm curious about. What scale would be best?
If I was to do World War II all over again,
I got my answer.
I got to go 1/3000. The smaller, the better.
Who makes 1/3000 though? The ones I had were old ones from Miniature Market, like they found.
Hallmark.
Hallmark, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what he was talking about. I don't know if.
Not Hallmark as in the card company.
No, that's Jay Wiley. Yeah. No, what is Purple Norse talking about naval, or is he talking about land battle?
For what?
I don't know. I'd have to go cursor up and see. Purple Norseman is talking about.
Oh, that's what I'm curious about. What scale would be best?
You talking about Little Bighorn, or Purple Norseman? Let us know what you're talking about, because I think we're answering. Oh, he says thanks, so we answered it.
CNC was still around
recently,
10 years ago at least.
Oh, I thought even more recent, 5 years.
Well, I don't know. I haven't looked for any. So I couldn't tell you the answer to that.
Oh, Hallmark has 1/6000 too. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Little Bighorn is what he's talking about.
Little Bighorn would
15.
I could do Little Bighorn in 15 because there's a lot you could do a lot of them. Game wise, of course, bigger battles.
Definitely. How many people were how many were in that battle? I thought it was a fairly small battle.
I mean, you had the 7th Cavalry.
What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
I don't know.
All right, who knows? McMurray probably knows. Actually, Purple Norseman probably knows. He asked the question. So McMurray would do it in 6 mil. Yeah, I don't know how big it was. It depends how big the. Oh man, we're getting answers all over the place here. 15 and 6. McMurray or somebody. How many people were generally in that battle? It's not like we could look it up somewhere, but we're busy hosting a show here.
Yeah, it's kind of hard for the data guy to go look stuff up when he's running the show also. Maybe it depends on a bit of the ship's PT boat's different scale than battleship scale. Absolutely, Peter. When it comes to PT boats, I would have to go 1/600th. I think Warlord did a grand miscarriage of justice when they went with 1/300th for that scale. Because what's inevitably going to happen is people are going to want to have destroyers and destroyer escorts, and a 12-inch model on the game board is just too damn big.
So
he said
210 men in Custer's command.
210 immediate command, 640 in the entire 7th Cav.
But it doesn't sound like it was the full there. So, I mean, 210, I mean, that's a lot.
And then Indians can be recycled like Zulus in Rourke's Drift. True.
So I don't know how they're organized in that era. That kind of all depends too. Could you do it in stands of multiple figures, or how are they?
And McMurray has joined us.
All right, McMurray, fill us in. Little Bighorn, how do we do it?
I'm going to see if I can do this on phone or if it's just going to spaz out on me.
It sounds good so far.
I would do it so I did Rourke's Drift I have 28 mil stuff for smaller fistful of lead games Rourke's Drift, but then I also have Rourke's Drift 1-to-1 with the British Defenders in 10 millimeter because Old Glory makes a stellar terrain set in 10 millimeter that has really good, accurate depictions of the buildings. But I would do Little Bighorn in 6 just because there's more than, again, there's 220 or so 7th Cav guys to do as opposed to 150, 130 British Rourke's Drift. I probably would have done Rourke's Drift in 6, except for, again, the terrain was there and easy to get, as well as the miniatures. But yeah, I'd do the 7th Cavalry, command that Custer had at 1-to-1. Say screw it, that'll be cool. And then if you want to play, a simpler game or whatever where you've got it scaled back and a stand equals 5 guys or something like that, then just do that. But you have the miniatures, you have the capability to do it 1-to-1, which would be a visually ridiculously impressive game. And painting 220 6mm cavalry, dunzo. That's not a particularly tall order.
That's a solid hour for McMurray.
Well, it depends, but yeah.
So there's been some comments about it. So Bacchus is releasing Pony Wars because that's another question. What rule set would you use?
Yes, they are.
Custer divided the 7th into 3 battalions. So I'm sorry, how would you base them? Each base would be 5 guys?
It depends. I mean, honestly, I'd probably find or get a couple rule sets, see which one I like, and then base for that.
I got you. Charles Torres says 268 died, 210 died with Custer. Rest of regiment lost 58.
But I mean, Daniel Hodgson on Facebook, if any of you guys follow any of the big 6mm wargaming pages, he's been doing Pony Wars and Little Bighorn and Custer to the 9s, and it's quite impressive.
Yeah, he's also working on a Alamo project that is looking quite nice.
Yeah, he's working on everything all the time. I think he does 6mm terrain and painting professionally, and then the Pony Wars thing was his side project. Because he's been working on that a lot. That's had a lot more staying power. Seems like he's going a little slower on that than.
Who are you talking about?
A guy named Daniel Hodgson on Facebook.
Does he have a YouTube channel or is it someone different?
I have no idea if he has a YouTube channel. I just see his stuff in 6mm wargaming groups on Facebook.
Yeah, because there's a podcast out there called God's Own Scale. No, not God's Own Scale. That's 6mm show. Across the Pond or something, and they love Pony Wars. So I don't know if it was him. Oh, this is great! I just ordered a bunch of Plains Indians from Peter Pig, Paul Bacchus.
Yep, and yet again, we make people buy stuff.
Woohoo! Too bad we don't get commissions.
Right?
There you go, Paul. Did you do it in 15?
Yeah. Oh,
I wish I would have known, Paul. I would have ordered Old Glory stuff and sent you just a piss load of it, because in America, it's $5 for 50 models, or $8 for 100, depending on what the pack is.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Which is pretty delightful. Except for whatever reason, their sci-fi stuff is way more expensive. It's like double the price. So it's still a ridiculously good price. But
It's because it's from the future.
yeah, it's from the future.
Pete Becca says I already have them, so I guess he already has. Oh, you already got the Peter Pig. Oh,
there you go. I was
that'd
about
be
to say,
cool, Paul. I can't wait to see that. Should get on that video. Let's see it.
yeah, you should do that. You should paint up some of your 2mm Napoleonics for that. It'd be
So
just
is fighting Custer? I don't know anything about that battle really, except that there was a massacre. What would you be battling there? What would you be gaining? Is it like the Alamo or something, or like Baroque's Drift? What are you trying to do?
So that's kind of the weird thing, right? So Custer split his forces, which he's been criticized about for no end. I don't know. I mean, it'd be a last stand. They made a last stand on a hill. So you could just do that. You could do all kinds of stuff. If you did it 1-to-1 and you have a big enough table, which you could probably do in 6mm, especially, again, my general rule of thumb is I can tolerably stretch ground scale to twice the miniature scale, right? Which would put ground scale at like 1-to-600. So your standard table, a 4x6 would be just over a kilometer by like 3/4 of a kilometer, which is not huge, especially when you're talking about cavalry actions, but it's big enough that you can kind of mess with stuff. So I mean, it's whatever, but I mean, I'm sure you could work out a way to incorporate some of that maneuver element in there as opposed to just a last stand like you would want to do with a 28mm thing. You're correct, Paul. And then they ran into all kinds of trouble because of rolled brass cartridges, just like the British did with original Martini cartridges, except for it was a whole lot worse than the rifles that the U.S.
I mean, I asked that, but I played in a Great Alamo game that was hosted by Jerry, local gamer here. You know him.
Yeah.
And I do not know the rules we play, but it was fun, even though really, basically all you're doing was shifting your defenders around.
Yep.
And the Mexicans had some choices, the Mexican players, because they could kind of decide where to attack. But it was really fun, actually, now that I'm sitting there thinking about it. But it was, again, because of the people I was with, partially.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fun sitting there because, your victory conditions are, trying to hold them off by a certain time. And even though at the end you're going to lose.
Yeah.
But you don't play to that point. You ate your Napoleonics, P-Back? Is that something you Aussies do? What is that?
No, it's 2mm Napoleonics. He ate them. I believe.
You cook them up and
made them into stir fry.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they were again from the Republic of Basmati, which Napoleon conquered at some point in time. If I recall correctly.
Did you eat them with fish or chicken or what?
Probably salmon. That dude eats fish all the time.
Or a scorpion or whatever did you eat?
All healthy.
Spider. Crocodile.
He does want to go to Little Big Horn before he dies.
Ooh, come on over, Pete Backus.
Yeah, Paul, come on over.
That'd be awesome, man.
We'll rent a van and just do a Beavis and Butthead America style trip.
So McMurray, since you're here, can you quickly list the movies and games you'd play? The movies that inspire you to play games.
Like that I want to play, or that I'm currently playing, or that I have.
No, anytime. Like I said, the greatest or A Bridge Too Far always makes me want to play a game. A Band of Brothers always makes me want to play.
Yeah, I'm about to say. So piggybacking off of Band of Brothers, I did the forces at Brecourt Manor in 1-to-1. I always wanted to build a couple tables for that. One that was true to scale, and then one that was scaled to fit like a 4x8 table.
Yeah.
But with literally everything there being earthworks, you kind of have to do an entirely non-modular table for both of those.
Yeah, a bunch of styrofoam, baby.
Yeah, but that also makes it really not even cost prohibitive, because it's not even that expensive to do that. It's just a lot of work, which doesn't really bother me. But it's a lot of space to store it, which is my biggest issue.
Right.
But I did build forces for that. and that was pretty fun. That was an easy project. You have like 60 German defenders on the board and 21 paratroopers. Cool, done. That was a pain in the ass because Warlord has one box of pretty good D-Day paratroopers, and the rest of them just look like late infantry. And it's like, this is stupid as hell. They don't even have helmet covers on and shit. But so I've done that. That was one that was, oh man, this is really cool. I need to try this. Again, like I said, I'm like 3/4 of the way through painting the forces for 6mm Rorsch Drift. Or 10mm Rorsch Drift. That, for whatever reason, has hit a pause. I don't know why. It's kind of.
If you watch the movie Zulu, will you get inspired?
I don't know. I watch the movie all the time. It's friggin' amazing, and it's on YouTube most of the time. But to be honest with you, I think it's just going to be. That's one of those projects that I just like pick up, and I'll paint 200 Zulus and 50 British, and then I'll set it aside and I'll come back to it later and do the same thing. That, however, I am absolutely going to make out of 3 2x6 tables or 3 2x4 tables. I've already got it all planned out, laid out. It's going to be true scale to 10mm, so that everything is correctly scaled. That's going to be a labor of love. It's going to be really cool. But what I'm waiting on is, I keep telling myself I'm going to build a rack in my garage that's 4x4. Well, it's probably 4 by like 4.5, so that I can store 4x4 tables and then 2x4 table sections on it. But that needs to happen before I move very much further on that sort of project, because I've already got that 4x4 10mm Napoleonic or medieval table out there. But yeah, so that's one. Like I said, I was thinking about doing some. We talked last night, I think, about a couple projects that I was thinking about working on. It's not really inspired by a movie per se. It shit's in Band of Brothers, but for whatever reason, I got a hair up my ass this past winter when I was playing Bastogne and really, really, really wanted to build a German and American winter platoon.
I remember that. Yeah, you were fired up about that.
Yeah, and I hammered out the Germans super fast and really well, and then I started on the Americans, and they just sucked. I think that was one of those things where I ordered the Germans, and the Germans got there quickly, but the Americans coming from North Star took way longer. And so I kind of lost that steam. So yeah, I painted like 50 Germans in a couple days. And I had painted that Jagdpanzer IV and the whole 9 yards. And I had, the 716th Tank Battalion that was the Junkyard Tank Battalion. So I have a M8 Scott to go with my Americans and stuff like that. But yeah, for whatever reason, that just hit a boom. Maybe playing Arnhem or Ardennes will get me back into that. Maybe I'll wrap up Ardennes, and then my project to alternate back will be those Americans. So I've got them all primed and stuff. It's just, for whatever reason, I hit the wall hard on those.
Yeah, it happens from time to time.
Yeah, but then I've got Lord of the Rings / Game of Thrones stuff in 6mm to play Lord and Lands.
Yeah.
Was thinking about building some more of those. I was painting those up recently because those, again, are a nice kind of distraction project. I kind of like to have a whole bunch of crap sitting around primed, so that when the moment hits me and it's just oh man, I want to paint something.
Yeah.
It's not, oh well shit, now I have to wait an hour and a half, 2-3 hours for this primer to dry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go do something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hopefully the weather's nice tomorrow, and I can get my SG1 and Jaffa's paint primed up.
See, and that's the thing. Those are projects that I like, right? That I enjoy, that I don't worry about. Because when I have a project usually like that where the figures are relatively uniform, not that they're all the same, but they paint up the same.
Right.
and it's anywhere up to like 30 models a side, even higher for 15 millimeter, because I tend to crank out 15 millimeter pretty quickly because I kind of paint them like a lot of people paint 6s with a little more care. And they look fine. They look great. But it means you can crank the shit out of them and get them done fast.
True.
So I wound up not, those were one of those projects that were sitting in my cart from ground zero for the longest time.
Yeah.
And then I just never really ordered. I'm still watching SG1 and I'm still watching it going, man, this would be cool to play. But then part of the impediment also is, and what I'm realizing is, I've gotten pretty good at just knocking out miniatures. I got next to no terrain.
Yeah, that's where I am right now. I've got for the possible event that might be happening in March that hasn't been announced yet. I can conceivably have by that point in time provide 10 tables with miniatures and terrain for that event.
If we were just talking naval, I would be damn near able to do that. Mainly because I just have to go buy like 8 more blue sheets at Joann's.
Right.
But yeah, I mean that's what I'm running into.
Like for like for these dudes here. I could either go right now I could have them find a planet that looks like the south of France. Because I could use my What a Tanker table and just put a Stargate on it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And I just ordered, or I just purchased and downloaded some STL files for Arabian buildings.
You know what you could do that you've already got the terrain for? You could play them on the Nox homeworld with your Endor terrain.
Yeah,
and then
there
have
you
the
go.
Nox zooming around doing goofy shit. You know what I mean? That'd be a cool game with that kind of third party aspect to it with the Nox zooming around.
Right.
But then also, again, that would be an easy, you've got the terrain.
Basically, it's just trees.
Yeah, you just need like a Stargate, and then if you wanted to build a village, you could build a little village, but that kind of stuff is fast to build, especially in 15.
Yeah, so, I mean, I can do that real quick. But yeah, I've got 10, and that's another movie that I watch that makes me want to game, and that's SG-1. Stargate, which led to the TV show SG-1. Paul says Great Coat Americans would be super quick to paint. Very true. And 28 millimeter American platoon for Normandy has been in progress since 2012. Well, there is that, sir. So, well, is there any? We lost Jeff for some reason. I don't know what happened with him.
Feeling good.
Yeah,
okay.
Start feeling bad.
Okay, well, he was out in the sun all day. He said he was sunburned. He did win his tournament, and he got extra $5 because
50.
Extra $50 because he was closest to the flag on one of his drives. So, McMurray, thanks for hopping in. I hope you found your washers. Thank you for my bags of stuff. It's appreciated.
I did. Thank you. Yeah, I'm really excited. Now I can just get all kinds of 15 millimeter stuff and go ham.
There you go. So it's not a long show tonight, but it was focused. I'm hoping to be a little more focused on the shows and not just ramble aimlessly about stuff and get sidetracked by food, which is real easy to do with this group.
Yeah, good.
Paul wants to know if your hat fit.
What?
McMurray.
Jesus, unmuting on the phone is a fucking disaster. Yes, it did, Paul. Thank God that it adjusts quite a bit for quote comically large heads, which is what our uniform supply calls it, is size comically large.
Yeah,
But yeah.
CL.
So it did. Yeah, I appreciate it, Paul. Paul's the man. In case all you guys didn't already know this,
Oh yeah,
Paul's basically the coolest person on earth.
agreed.
But yeah, Paul. Hopefully your Wiley weekend crossover epic, awesome orgy. I'm sorry, that one was supposed to be in there. Weekend
T-shirt.
T-shirt gets there soon. Yeah, I'm sad. I meant to grab you one and mail it myself, and I completely fucking forgot to. And I was gonna just chuck all kinds of other stuff in with it, and I forgot to grab one, and so I had to just order normally through the Wiley site. But either way, it should be to you sometime here soon, dude. That being said, congrats to Paul and his nation's impressive control of kangaroos. Apparently, they deliver mail super fast.
Right.
Like, Australia Post is like Jimmy John's, but for packages full of cool stuff. Freaky fast.
There you go.
Like, hang on. Now I'm excited to look. I wonder how long that actually did take, because it was faster than I've gotten things from the UK and everywhere else. Yeah, Jesus Christ.
He says, all good, mate. Looking forward to it. Oh, by the way, Paul.
2 fucking weeks, man. That's wildly impressive.
Yeah. By the way, Paul, that donut that you sent a picture of was insane.
Dog, what is that? It looks like a hot dog, kind of. Also, Todd, what map is that? That looks super cool.
Is
Todd?
that in?
It's in the Discord.
Okay.
What map is that, Todd?
That was the Battle for Stalingrad by John Hill and Excalibur Games.
Oh, okay. That would explain the river. Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
Let's see here. Yeah, I'm looking at that thing now, and it looks like a hot dog bun filled with some sort of cream cheese frosting and raspberry or strawberry filling of some nature.
Dude, whatever it is.
It looks
delicious.
decadent and delicious. Jam and cream donut. There you go. There you go. So, well, gentlemen, thanks for hopping on with me tonight.
Yeah, it's a good time, man. Thanks.
Remember,
Man.
Tuesday night is Jay Wiley's show on his
That's right.
on his space. We get to hear him and Two Action Steve just talk about random shit. I'll be there on the chatter with you guys. So, and then Wednesday night we're gonna have another Wednesday night get together. So I know McMurray will be there for that.
I will. I will be there then, and I will be there if you want to do that Thursday as well. And then I'm actually on days Friday and Saturday. So
Look out, Snoopy.
Yeah, we're gonna mess stuff up. I'm gonna go live with everybody. I'm gonna live with Jeff. I'm gonna live with Todd. I'm gonna live with Nache.
Yep.
Great.
So,
Dog, I'm gonna go live. Paul, you should do a live broadcast, and we'll just have like the moron or Paul interviews a moron. It'll be a great time.
there you go. There you go. All right, gentlemen. Again, thank you, one and all. Thanks to all my viewers. We hit 11 tonight. That's amazing. Thanks,
Holy
guys.
shit, that's awesome.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. So, you guys take care, and we'll see you on the flip side.
See ya.